Hello everyone and welcome back. Since we finished actually going full screen in our virtual machine, right now we can start getting ourselves familiar with the Linux environment. So right here I have already started up my Kali Linux. I will just log in right here. And what we're going to do right now is I will explain to you a little bit about what you see on the screen right now. This video is mostly for the beginners who have never used Linux, so if you do have some experience in Linux, feel free to skip this video, or basically these introductory videos where I simply just explain the environment, the tools that we're going to use, terminal, and so on and so on. But for those of you who have never used Linux and only used Windows, you will see some differences between this screen right here and this screen right here. Right here we are running Windows 10 and this is our Kali Linux environment. So first of all, in the left side of the screen we have some applications that come pre-installed in Kali Linux. Now the reason why we are using Kali Linux is because for example all of these tools do not come pre-installed on any other Linux and do not come pre-installed on Windows 10 or basically any Windows version that you have installed. That's why we're using the Kali Linux, so we can actually save ourselves some time and we don't really have to install any of these tools. We can simply just use it to continue hacking, and these are all hacking tools. If you click right here on show applications, you will see all of the applications that you have installed. You can check right here to go to the second page, third page, and these are basically all of the tools that we will use for hacking purposes. If we were to, for example, do that all on Windows 10, we will need to install all of those programs on our Windows environment. Now, the first most important thing in Linux is the Linux terminal. Now, the Linux terminal will be the third icon right here. It might be in some different order on your screen, so just simply find this icon and click on it. It should say terminal, and it will open up a window similar to this. Now, this is a Linux terminal, and it is basically the same thing as command prompt in Windows. Now, in order to open up the command prompt in Windows, you can simply just type CMD in your search bar on Windows environment and click on the command prompt, and this is the actual command prompt for the Windows 10. Same thing, this is the command prompt for Linux, or so-called terminal. The reason why this is important to learn, and the reason why we're going to spend a few more future videos learning different commands for the Linux terminal, is because this is the way that you actually interact with the system, and this is the way that we're going to actually run all of our programs as well as different tools. That's why you need to get familiarized with this terminal right here, and you need to know most of the actual basic commands used to, for example, create files, ping Google, delete files, navigate through different directories, run files, change permissions, and so on and so on. That's all that we will be learning for the Linux terminal, but feel free that you can actually search on your own and find out different stuff about terminal. For this video right now, we will simply just go through this menu right here. Under the file, you can simply just open a new tab if you want to have two terminals in one. Or simply, if you just prefer these two screens right here, you can simply just right click on the desktop and go open terminal. What this will do is it will open this terminal in this actual environment or in this directory, which is currently the desktop directory. That's why right here we have /desktop, because this terminal right here is open in the home directory or in the root directory, and we can simply just check that with the pwd command. Yeah, it is in the root directory. Now, don't worry about these commands for now. In the next videos, we will actually cover them all. And right here, this terminal is opened in the root/desktop directory, and we can check that by simply just typing pwd, and we can see that the path to this terminal is /root/desktop. Now, that is one thing that you can do. In the edit section right here, and if you go to the preferences, you can simply just change different things for the terminal. Edit preferences. Okay, so here it is. And right here you can change different things, such as, for example, the size of the terminal. As we can see, cell spacing, width, height, columns, rows. You can change all of that. If you're interested in changing colors, you can go around here and play with these settings a little bit if you want to. The transparent background simply just changes the amount of view that you can get through the Linux terminal of your desktop background. As we can see, if it is under 0 or 0% transparent, it is simply just black. And if we go all the way to here, it will be fully transparent and you will be able to see the image behind. But that is really not a good idea, since if you type, for example, something like ifconfig and you run around through the background, you will most likely notice that we cannot read anything right now, since it is fully transparent. The letters are white and the background is white. That's why we will leave it to be, for example, this transparent, so you can read everything really well. Okay, so that is also something you can do. You can also play with different settings right here if you want to, but it is not really that important. What is important, and what we're going to do in the next video, is we will learn the commands for Linux. So I just want to show you the terminal environment, the Linux environment. Simply one more thing that you might be interested in is if you want to navigate through the files as you navigate in Windows, for example, clicking File Explorer and then going through different files. You can simply just do that just by going right here on Files, and you simply just go, for example, to Documents or to Downloads or wherever you actually want to go. It doesn't matter. But soon enough you will see that this way of navigating through files in Linux is not really something that we're going to do. We're mostly going to use terminal to navigate through our directories and basically take a look at different files, copy files, move files, remove files, and so on and so on. So what the most important thing from this video is that you should get used to using terminal. Okay, so basically that would be about it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and well, let's start in the next tutorial with first Linux basics commands. Hope I see you there, and take care. Bye.